Hello, welcome everyone to another little plugin test. I've been making music for a very long time in my life, and all of the music was kind of shit because nothing of it was recorded on tape. So I got Wavesfactory Cassette to actually be able to put my things on tape without being unlazy enough to actually put something on tape and then digitalize it back to digital. Of course, the lo-fi trend is like very strong at the moment still, and plugins like this are sort of around everywhere. But I actually had this idea to put my beats on tape for a long time already, much longer in the distance than the lo-fi trend. I was just too lazy, but now retrospectively I think I should have went for it, because obviously that was a good idea that everyone is celebrating right now. Anyway, this video will be about just putting random beats from my old beats folder and making them better with Wavesfactory Cassette, if Wavesfactory Cassette is actually making it better. But I also have two other plugins by Wavesfactory, which is Track Spacer, even both versions, because Track Spacer 1 was cool as well, and Spectre. And all of these plugins are super great, and everyone should have at least one of them. So I'm very positive that this plugin also lives up to the hype. Now let's just go through some beats. First without cassette and then slapping it on it. That's already a pretty good example for something that could benefit from more cassette-y flavor. It is a quite hard compressed thing for something that is so chill, but yeah, that was the way I rolled back then. So first of all, let's put this on here so we have perfect loops, and then we go to the place where it starts. Yeah, pretty cool. So what can I say about it so far? There are different cassette modes and also different modes for this stuff. So these two for the general flavor. Even though I don't get the difference yet, I have read the info on the website, but it just has to make click to me. Musically. The input is really interesting. Turn it down and the noise gets more intense. Turn it up and the distortion gets more intense. So it's like a compromise knob. Then output just for the gain matching, for bypassing. Erasures, I don't know, it sounds more fucky when I turn it up in a cool way. Spread, just stereo spread of the output, very easy. Maybe I would have put it here because it's not like a tape parameter, but more how the output should sound parameter. Or I don't know, I don't have enough to do with tapes. Stability is cool, turn it down, and you get more of the wow and flutter stuff going on, which you can tweak here. Static. Yeah, that's noise. This is how dynamic the noise is. It sounded kind of random when I turned it up, so I didn't turn it up a lot. And artifacts. This is a very intense. No, it's already very intense on very low values. I might have used a different skew factor for this, so that more of the whole range here is actually still subtle, and only then it gets extreme. But maybe it has something to do with beat or something. Maybe the beat's already too compressed in the first place, because no one would put something like that on tape, but actually let the tape handle the saturation, of course. Actually, let's turn out this a bit. One thing that I have to say though is that the wow and flutter is kind of predictable. It sounds like it's just a sine wave at this frequency, which it is, I guess. And then there is some randomness that can be dialed in, but it's for both of these, and they are not random in general. They are only random when you turn up this. I still have to find a way to understand all of these things. So yeah, I want to keep this setting because I might export them later and just go on with a new track instead. This beat might be cool. It's already very dynamic, so it has some different properties from the last beat. Even though I must say it is already very very much lacking high end, and usually cassette stuff does add even more of that. So we have to be careful here not to choose a flavor that already deletes most high end. Okay, sounds cool. I'm not a big fan of the snap thing. It's like it could happen at any moment. Maybe it happens in an important moment. I know randomness is like the thing in these plugins, but just not a fan yet. Now we have to bring back the hi-hat a little bit, even though this is supposed to sound cassette-y. Okay, this definitely got better. Now we have to be careful that we always mute the other tracks or the noise will add up. Now I muted the other tracks, but the plugin is still firing. Oh no, it's just on this track. Great. Now, let's go on. Here I actually want to try something different. Since low end can be a problem, low end and high end, I want to add high end before going into the plugin. Now I just put another instance of this on the other side where I go -12. And now the processing happens on a signal where the high end is much more has a much higher emphasis or something like that. So let's go. And now I want to listen to it without the pre and post EQ. Because this actually makes it have a bit of reduced noise and also a less crunchy low end, and that enabled me to actually drive it harder on the input because it was less brrr then and more sortish. So that was cool. Now yeah, let us just go on. Yeah, this beat could really need some tape magic, or could benefit from it. So that was pretty cool. Let's try this trick again. So yeah, I think that is a good overview about the plugin. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I speak about the sensitive modes, sensitive drag modes. I already did that in another video briefly about spectrum. That sensitive mode is kind of weird in here. It's on CTRL and it's not on mouse wheel, and it's also not the case for these things. So yeah, that's always a point by when it comes to Wavesfactory plugins. But apart from that, it's really cool. Like these parameters, it's not that you slap it on a track and it immediately adds the tape magic. Sometimes it is a bit like that, as you've seen. Sometimes it didn't take so long. On the first track I struggled a bit because I used it the first time, obviously, and because the tightness was kind of gone after tapifying the thing, and that's often also what you want, but in my case I just felt like it would be cool if there had been the possibility to retain the punchiness a little bit more on this track. I did not have a lot of issues. It was a perfect track for this kind of stuff. In this track, I was actually able to utilize the micro mode, which is probably not often the case, because it just removes all the low end, which can suck a lot. But for this little jazzy track, I felt like the bassline was actually not very important as a feelable thing. And if it was, then I could still use parallel processing, I guess. And I don't know, maybe do something like this. Would that make sense? Let's see. Yeah, it's not easy to make sense of it, because obviously when there's all this vibrato stuff going on, then there are just a lot of phase cancellation moments. But when you use linear phase, then it kind of solves that a little bit. And yeah, that's cool, I guess. Now the last track, I think there it worked the best, and I was even able to utilize the feature that uses cassettes as the whole plugin in series multiple times. Sometimes I would have liked to use this feature, but I would have liked to give the second cassette an individual setting, but in that case one could also just copy the plugin to another channel, I guess, and it would be cool. Yeah, on this track I'm very positive that it really improved a lot, because especially those drums, I always felt what they are doing now, but they did not do what they are doing now. And now the track finally sounds the way that it always should have sounded like. I mean, the drums, they now really say Dish. And before they said Dish, and now they say Dish, kind of, which is cool. One thing that I did not go too hard in depth about now is the mix knob, but you've seen me smile, I guess. Or no, you didn't, because my mic is in front, but I did smile, I promise. And the reason why I smiled was that when you turn it down, you get a nice chorus effect. And I knew that would happen because I'm also developing a vibrato, and this has a lot of vibrato stuff in it, where when you turn down mix, then you get a nice chorus, and it's the same in this plugin. But obviously it's even more than just a chorus, because it also has these other things going on. So I will have to check out how to use this as a chorus, but in order to do that, I need more than just slapping it on a already finished track. For that I should actually do something like using it maybe on a pad in the middle of a mix, but I don't have something like that now, and I don't want to make that now because I only have limited time tonight. And but that's something that I would try and probably success with this plugin. So it's an awesome plugin. It was very well worth it to buy, and I will slap a lot of tracks at it and get new tracks out of it that I like to listen to even more. Hopefully. Check this out, this noise, even when I'm not actually playing back the track, it really helps, even just at letting this voiceover sound nicer than as if it was just flying in the air like that, like it's normally. Maybe I should put Cassette on my OBS. I have this OBS thing going on here with the filters. No, it was on the webcam filters, where it with restream I get the sound from the DAW, and before getting the sound from the DAW there is this stuff. The microphone input comes in, I'm compressing the microphone input a bit, I'm making it go to the mid instead of only on the left channel, and then only then the DAW sound comes. And if I were to put Cassette somewhere here just for the nice noise, I guess that would make a lot of sense, but it would not make sense with the DAW input. People would think it comes from the DAW, but just for the voiceovers it's really nice. If I make a video that only consists of voiceovers, maybe then I will do it, but maybe not, because I think OBS only takes 32-bit plugins. Or does it not? I don't know. Enough of this video.